Of the last four Pilsners that I reviewed or compared, I had one of each left over. So instead of just drinking them, I decided to compare each one of them against Ayinger Bavarian Pils. I was looking for another Pilsner to buy to compare, and I saw this one. I thought, that's a good one. It ought to be good, because I've had a number of Ayinger beers, and they've been pretty good. Now, this Ayinger beer is rated at 91 on Beer Advocate, which is in the outstanding category. It's rated higher than each of the four previous Pilsners that I've compared. It's got an ABV of 5.3. And I would imagine that it conforms to the German purity law. This one, in my past comparisons, is the Tank. Playita. And it's 5.1, and I believe it's rated at 87 or 88 on Beer Advocate. And I'm also going to try them with some food. I have a sausage here. Decided to try with a sausage. The sausage has some Coleman's mustard on it and onions. This is Coleman's. Now, if you're not familiar with this is some spicy mustard, quite spicy, like horseradish or wasabi. And this is the sausage that I bought. Kielbasa. I believe it's from Texas. That's what it says on there. Kielbasa smoked meats, Texas, all natural, no fillers. It does have a little bit of sugar added. I think it, no, there's no sugar added. I bought it at the supermarket. So we'll get right down to it. I'm gonna have to mix these up. Now this is the Ayinger Bavarian Pils, and this is Tank Playita. From where I'm sitting, they look about the same, although this one is clear. This one seems to be a bit cloudy, but it could be the condensation on the glass. I'm not sure. Here's a better look. They are retaining about the same amount of head on them. Same amount of carbonation appears to be coming up. A very slight smell, aroma. A typical beer flavor aroma. And more of a, quite possibly more of a tropical aroma on here. So let's go ahead and shuffle them up, and then I'll get down to it. I think that after I shuffle them up, I can open my eyes, because I think they look, maybe the condensation on the glass will give it away. So I will keep my eyes closed at first. So these are two fairly high rated beers, being very good at 87 or 88 and outstanding at 91. Similar in alcohol content. This is Playita. I shouldn't have smelled it, but I think it's the same tropical type of smell, or maybe it's a hoppy smell. It goes in well. A bit richer. This is a bit richer in flavor. More, maybe some upfront maltiness. Whereas this one, in comparison, is dry going in. That is, in comparison. All right, so I'm interested in seeing how they go with sausage. But just based on the beer alone, I'm leaning towards this one, which, as I thought, is the Playita. Boy, they're very similar, but slightly different feel to them. This one seems to be slightly more bitter up front, maintaining the bitterness throughout the drink. This one seems to be a bit sweeter and a bit better feel. So let's try it with the sausage. Sausage has a nice beefy flavor to it because it is a beef sausage. And that finishes it up nicely, quite nice. It's going to be tough to pick a winner between these two. Not very sweet in comparison to this one, but as I said, I like the bitterness that it has. Okay, so this one has a different finish to it. And how would I describe that finish? Is it a hoppy finish? I don't know, but it's a bit tangy finish. So I have my computer in front of me. I decided to put it up here so I wouldn't have to write down notes. So the Brooklyn, well, I got the wrong beer up here. So I'll talk about Ayinger Bavarian Pils. See what kind of flavors are being described here. Lemon, apple, and passion fruit. I wouldn't describe any of those in here. The hops gently intensify and then dissipate into a finish full of flowers and nectar. A very long dynamic finish. Well, yeah, maybe. Let's see. So, it's good. I wouldn't say flowers and nectar. There's jasmine, a teeny bit of rose, and perhaps chrysanthemum. Somebody must have a very sensitive palate to be able to pick that up, because I don't. But it is crisp. Taste explodes with a fruity bitter, quickly subdued by an earthy dryness. Yeah, there's a bit of that earthy dryness. Because I said that at the beginning, it's a bit dry in comparison. All right, so let's see what else we have. On the La Playita, rated at 86, 5.1 ABV. And let's see what kind of flavors are being described here. Slight bready smell. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed to me, at least in comparison, it seemed to have a bit of a fruity smell to it compared to the Ayinger. Pilsners. Pilsners are good with sausages, bratwurst, things like that. So that's why I decided to try it with a sausage. Plus, it gave me a chance to review this sausage and to review this mustard. This is one of my favorite mustards because it's so spicy. You put too much on there, it's gonna bring tears to your eyes, like wasabi does if you eat too much of it. So they say this has some Hallertau-like hoppiness taking the edge of the maltiness to provide a crispy, dry, slightly bitter finish. Let's see. It's definitely not as bitter as the Aying. Smell the saltiness, grass, citrus. Taste very well balanced. Finish is clean and refreshing. Yes, I would agree with that. All right, so let's try it with some more sausage. Now, I probably shouldn't be eating the sausage in a hot dog bun. It is a keto bun, so the net carbs is kind of low. I usually don't like eating bread, but in this case, it's nice and easy to eat because I can just pick it up and eat it with my hands. It's got some onions in there, this mustard, and the sausage itself, so it's got a little bit of a sourness to it. Not much heat. Even though this is a spicy mustard, I should have put some more on there. I think this one does go better with this sausage because of the bitterness of it, maybe the dryness. I'm not sure, but it's just a bit more pleasing. Now the beers are getting down to this level, and they're becoming a little bit warm, a little bit of the carbonation is being lost, so they're starting to taste a little bit different. And really, at this point, this one tastes a little bit watery in comparison to this. So, I'm going to give it to Ayinger. Now, when they were straight out of the fridge, right after they were poured, nice and cold, nice and crisp, nice and carbonated, I preferred the Tank. But now, overall, and with the sausage, I'm giving it to the Ayinger. So that's it for this beer review and sausage review and mustard review. The sausages, would I recommend them? Yeah, they're all right. Nothing special. They have like I said before, a beefy flavor to them. Not necessarily spicy. I did buy some brats today, so maybe the next comparison I do will be with brats. So I'll get some brats, maybe some onions and mustard, and compare the Aying to one of the three Pilsners that I have left, being Brooklyn Pilsner, Palate Pilsner, and Brooklyn Palate and Pilsner Urquell, which surprisingly didn't do too well in the previous comparisons. So That's, like I said, it's, I find that unusual because it has usually done very well in comparisons. And it's a beer that I've always thought I enjoyed. But in comparison to the other Pilsners that I put it up against, there was something off about it. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.